In this video, I'm going to share with you the exact framework that took my business from zero to $50,000 a month within 2 months of starting this. This framework allowed me to sell my services without having to lower my price or lowball myself or even argue with people to get them to see what I'm trying to offer. I've come across a lot of entrepreneurs, and a lot of my clients were facing the same problem, where they say that they've tried everything to generate sales but have been consistently let down. They end up feeling like they don't have it in them to succeed, that they're bad managers, bad CEOs, and that maybe this is just not meant for them. So in this video, I'm going to walk you through the 7 steps to building an offer that is practically irresistible to get people to buy from you without changing whatever it is that you're selling. By the end of this, you're going to have a very, very solid offer that I can practically guarantee is going to make you money, take you from 5 figures to 6 figures, if not more. Let's get into it. I'm going to be using Alex Hormozi's value equation to explain that specific framework. His equation is basically value equals dream outcome and perceived likelihood of achievement over time delay and effort and sacrifice. He calls it a grand slam offer, and it's designed to maximize the perceived value of your product or service by answering these 4 questions. What does your customer truly want? How likely is it that they'll actually achieve what they're looking for? How long will it take them to see results? And how much effort will they have to put in? The first 2 should be as high and generous as possible, and the last 2 should be as quick and frictionless as possible. The higher the likelihood your client is going to get exactly what they want as quickly as possible with the least amount of effort needed on their end, the higher the chances they're actually going to buy. So to explain the different steps of this framework, I'm going to be using a template that I created. It's free. I've attached it in the description below. You can get all the information just by watching this video, but it's going to save you a lot of time to download it and fill it out as we go. Let's get into it. Now that you know what a good offer is, it's time to find a starving market. There are 4 evergreen markets, and it's basically the markets that people are always going to want to try to improve, and it's wealth, health, relationships, and happiness. Once you decide how you can contribute to either one of these markets, the next step is to figure out who you're going to sell to. There are 2 main characteristics to identify your target audience. They must have urgency and willingness, borderline desperation, to solve their problem. The more they're hurting, the more likely they'll act fast to fix it. They must also have money to spend and to be in a growing market, and this just ensures long-term sustainability. Once you find the intersection between urgency, willingness, and disposable income, learn their language. The easier it is for them to understand that you're talking to them and that you can help them, the better. At this point, you should have a bit more of an idea of what it is that you're offering and who you're trying to target in what market. The dream outcome is the first and most important part of the value equation, because all of your value is going to be centered on providing the person that you're targeting with the proper transformation that they're aiming to get. Ask yourself, if my customer is at point A, how am I taking them to point B? You can figure it out by answering these questions. What would make your customer say, if only I could have this, everything would change? What would make this project feel like a total win for them? And if they could skip to the end and it worked perfectly, what would that look like? If your client has been a chain smoker for 40 years, their dream outcome would be to stop without any withdrawal symptoms as quickly as possible. So your main high-ticket offer should be centered around giving them that exact thing. The next step in the value equation is the perceived likelihood of achievement. Everyone today is skeptical. There are so many people online selling different courses, different solutions, different products, promising the biggest things ever, but that's not what you're trying to do. We want your client to feel so confident that they're going to get what they're paying for. And this is it. We're talking about how confident your client is going to feel about purchasing your product or service, and that it will definitely work for them. Remember, this whole thing, your whole offer, you're not changing what you're actually offering. You're just reworking it and packaging it in a way that can actually get you sales. It's all about perception of value. People will pay for what they believe is going to serve them. When we get to the lower part, so time delay and effort and sacrifice, we want to minimize these things as much as possible. So when we're talking time delay, people associate speed with value. The quicker something is, the more they're willing to pay for it. No one is going to be down to pay a premium price if they're going to get the results 2 years from now. But the thing here is that time delay isn't really about the real duration. It's about the perceived time to pay off. And your job here is to create the illusion that they're going to get results as quickly as possible. And the way to mitigate that is you give them small wins as you go. So for example, if you have a program that is 12 weeks long, it's a bit more off-putting to clients. But if you tell them that within the first 48 hours, I'm going to give you a personalized strategy, within the first 2 weeks, you're going to see X results, 4 weeks, 6 weeks, etc., etc., it's the exact same thing. It's just positioned differently in their minds. And then we get on to the last step of that equation, which is the effort and sacrifice. The moment you ask someone to do something, you immediately drop in value. Because the logic is, why would I pay so much if I need to be doing something myself? It's the same logic as wanting to have a six pack but not willing to put in the effort to go to the gym. Same logic here. So the easier and more convenient it feels, the more valuable it seems to your clients. People want the reward and not the workout. At this point, you have a very solid offer, but you're not ready to sell it just yet. But you should be able to complete this sentence. I help X audience go from point A to point B in a specific time frame so they can emotional benefit or dream outcome. If you're able to explain your offer in one sentence, you're about 90% done. There's always this resistance or a small friction that people have when it comes to closing the deal and actually going through with it. Now that you know exactly who your audience is and what it is that you're offering, you have to figure out every single excuse that they're going to give you to not go through with your offer. If they're smokers, it could be they crave cigarettes under stress, they miss the ritual, they fear the weight gain, they have social pressure. When you create a solution to every single one of their excuses, they're going to feel cornered, but in the best way possible, because you're literally giving them every single thing that they need to get to their goal. So instead of it being perceived as, oh, they're being cornered, it's being perceived as, oh, this person knows me so well that they're giving me everything that I need to succeed. And so automatically, their perception of value increases dramatically. And the way that you go about these solutions is you make sure that they're high impact on your clients, so they have very good results, but they're very low cost for you so that you don't spend a lot of time working on them and it doesn't actually chip away at your energy or what it is that you can offer. And the second thing that you add to it is a guarantee. A guarantee is literally the thing that will push your clients completely to the finish line. It could be a full refund if they're not satisfied. It could be a promise to continue working until they get the results they want. You can put in any guarantee that you want, but it's basically to completely eliminate any kind of anxiety or doubt that they have about purchasing from you. And now, at this point, you have the perfect offer. It's perfectly positioned, it's perfectly packaged, it's perfectly framed. You have a good guarantee, and you're giving them every single thing that they need to ensure that they're going to succeed. The last step is pricing. And I think that this is where most people get confused, get intimidated, they get a bit lost. So this is what you do. You charge what it's worth. Don't charge by the hour. Don't charge by the amount of effort it's going to take you to complete that thing. The more experienced you become in your work, the less time it takes you. You're not going to charge them by the hour. It doesn't make sense. I know that it can feel very intimidating to have higher prices, especially if you're just starting off. But remember, premium value, premium price, they go together. If you lower your prices to match your competitors, you lose all perceived value because you become just like them. You want to make your clients feel like they're getting such a good deal that they're borderline surprised that they're only paying that much compared to the amount of value or results that they're getting in return. If you're transforming a business and you're promising them $1 million within 12 months of working with you, charging them $10,000 for your service is nothing. You're giving them 10 times the ROI. Hence why I say charge what it's worth and not what you think you should be charging. At this point, you should have all the knowledge needed to build a six-figure offer that actually sells. If you haven't done so already, make sure to grab the free template in my description. It's going to make this whole process so much easier for you. And make sure to check out my other videos where I delve into every single other aspect of a business to make sure you go from 0 to 5 figures within 2 months.